Hey there, this is Matt once again, and yes, this time, as you can tell, it's going to be more of an audio commentary, mainly because I did record a couple parts up to like part 9, and this is what, part 6. The others worked fine. It'll be my face cam and my initial reaction, but for some reason the camcorder portion on this and the transferring, there's some kind of error, so it didn't all the way save, so thus I have to I safely got the footage that you're watching now, but me actually react to it, there was a bit of error. Again, the future parts 7, 8, 9, and so forth they're intact, thankfully, but this one's a bit of a commentary, which is cool because uh, I haven't beaten the game. Like I said, I'm at part 9 or 10. Let me say something about this game. Yes, the initial launch was bad. I know this. I did a video, a little edit, called "The Catastrophe of the Ghost Protocol," the Callisto Protocol on PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4, like PC, had a lot of issues and problems and game crashing, and it was unplayable. That should not be the case at initial launch. I agree with you 100% on that. At the same time, I don't think the makers of the game did that on purpose. Obviously, they've faithfully been working their asses off, released multiple patches within a week or two. And if, say, there's a movie, I buy it. It really is issues. Okay, you know what? We apologize. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to try to fix it. And then, okay, now it's working fine. Okay, I'm going to be lenient on that because I appreciate it. Not everybody does that. They should. But I appreciate the effort. I do. Now let me look at the game itself as it's intended. And when I looked at the game as intended, do I have little nitpicks? Yes. There should be a new game plus. Not wait till February. All that stuff should be right off the get-go. Another little nitpick. Once in a while there's a glitch here or there on the PlayStation 4 because this was meant for PlayStation 5. I don't have a PS5, so once in a while, because it's a PS5 game trying to fit on PS4 system, PS4 disc, so there's little issues here that, like, I think about 10 minutes later, like an audio log, you can't hear it. Okay. Same with if I die, the loading screen's about, I don't know, a minute. But I get that. It's at the end of the cycle. I may not like it, but okay. Other than little nitpicks aside, I think this is a damn good game. I think it's a very underrated game. I think, like I said, if you take the initial launch aside, which there's been patches, it's fairly fixed up by now, push that aside. The game itself, I think it's did a lot of uncalled for shit. I mean, I say uncalled for, it's your opinion. If you disagree, to each their own. We all like different types of games. Anytime I see these aids, I always try to shoot them because I never want those damn yo-yo, whatever the fuck things trying to get me. But I'm loving this game. I haven't beaten it yet, but I'm loving this game. I love the look and feel of the game. Go through it. Graphics, I think, are beautiful. Even on the PlayStation 4, it's a beautiful looking game. Sound design, I think, is on point. The music fits the game fairly well. I like Josh Duhamel, the actor. I think he's given a very good voice performance in this. It's great he got to be just Josh Duhamel was in the Transformer films and films like Fire with Bruce Willis. I like that he got the opportunity to do this. To me, I'm getting much more of a satisfying experience here than Dead Space 3. To me, this is the real Dead Space 3. I truly do believe that. And again, if you don't like the game, you don't like the game, but some of the critiques I hear about this is so confusing, it's baffling to me. Some say it's too hard. Some say it's too easy. Some say it's not enough like Dead Space. Some say it's too much like Dead Space. I sit there going, then what the fuck is it? It can't be both. It's too easy, but it's too hard. It's too much like Dead Space, but it's not enough like Dead Space. Then which the fuck is it? I'm like, sometimes it gets to a point, I look at some of these critiques, I'm like, it seems like no matter what the hell this did, it would never succeed. It's like this was destined to fail no matter what. And I just don't understand it. I don't think it's that bad of a game. I'm not going to call it a 10 out of 10 game. But I don't think it's that... I would give it, so far, maybe an 8.5. Like I said, should have been a New Game Plus. Should have been a lot more careful on the initial launch. Just bad first impressions. But again, Josh Duhamel I like. I'm trying to think of the critiques. Oh, it's too easy. I mean, I don't know. It hasn't been that easy for me. I've died quite a few times. And I'm on the middle, medium. Not even on the maximum hard level. Or difficulty. I'm on medium. I think I'm going to get my ass kicked here. This is part 6. It had been a few days before. I played like the first 5 parts in one day. Then I took a few days off. So this is part 6, and I'm very rusty in this episode. I'm very rusty, and I die a few times. I did my ass kicked quite a few times. I'm like, god damn, I'm rusty. Like, I should have dodged there, and I fucked up. I think going up here later, I get fucked up and die. I'm like, god damn it. But it's my fault. It's not the game's fault. When I fuck up, it feels like I fucked up. I didn't dodge like I was supposed to. I should have handled it a different way. And like I said, I love the look of the game. I love being on this moon. Like, to me, the combat system is fantastic to me. You know, people say that the like here, I fucked up. I tried to get over there. I did not upgrade my rig, the grip. Here I'm not. It's like, oh fuck! Like, I don't have enough power on the grip. I should have dodged there. I tried to get too greedy. But see, I fucked up there, not the game. And going back to it, okay, people say it's too easy. I don't think it's too easy. I think this is as difficult as Dead Space 1. At least to me it was. When I first played Dead Space and when I first played this, I felt the same difficulty. Oh, it's too hard? There's literally a easier difficulty. And if you go in the options, there's auto dodge, auto aim. You want to do a quick time, you just press the button once. There's all these options if you want to make it easier. In fact, they did a patch where if you heal, it's a bit faster, and other stuff's a bit faster. And part of me is like, I kind of wish they didn't do that, because if it's too hard for people, tough. I mean, tough titty. Play on the easier difficulty or learn the game. I mean, it's not like this game's fucking Ninja Gaiden. Go back to play Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. Play Super Star Wars. You want to talk about hard games? I mean, any game of this era is not going to be as hard as those games because you get checkpoints. And this game's fairly good with the checkpoints. Just like Dead Space was good with the checkpoints. So, no matter how people view these games as hard, I'm like, go try some Nintendo hard. Go try Battletoads. Go play... It's Super Star Wars, Super Nintendo. Play that fucking game. You want to talk about difficult. Hell, Ninja Turtles for NES, I would say, is fucking more difficult. Because there are no fucking saves. Well, don't say save states, but there's no checkpoints. You die, tough titty. That's what games back in the day said. Tough titty. So, too easy? I don't think it's too easy. Too hard? No. I think I have no issues with it. I'm playing on the middle difficulty. I think that's only my experience. It's too much like Dead Space. Number one, I don't know why that's a bad thing. Number 2 is from the same people that made, at least the same head guy. What's wrong with being like Dead Space? I'm like, I say someone tell me this movie's too much like Aliens. I'm like, yeah, Aliens is an awesome movie. Good. I'd rather be that than too much like Alien 3. Because Alien 3 sucks. If it was too much like Superman 64, okay, then I would get your rationale. It's not like Dead Space at all. Well, I don't know. I mean, they said it was a spiritual successor to Dead Space, and it's not. Well, it is. I mean, it takes place in the environment where it's a horror game in space. Later, after this part or the next part, you did a spacesuit, just like Isaac Clarke had a spacesuit. The different variety of creatures, just like a different variety of creatures in Dead Space. The menu where you don't leave the game, you're still within the game, kind of like Dead Space. The rig on the back, just like Dead Space, only here's the back of the neck, and Isaac is on the back. You have kinesis, only in this you can pick up the creatures. So yeah, I still think it's a spiritual successor of Dead Space, but it's still doing its own thing. And then the grip, it's a learning process. Same with the dodging, and this is me trying to see if the guy would turn around so I could sneak up and try to kill him. I think I'd get tired of like, fuck it, let's go one-on-one, motherfucker. But, yeah, it is a spiritual successor of Dead Space, and I think it's doing it fairly well. Again, to me, this is the good version of Dead Space 3. Just, I hated Dead Space 3. I hated the story of Dead Space 3. I hated how you did 85 fucking things for weapons. See, I completely fucked up. I did not... Again, rusty. Completely rusty on this. Part of me is like, just kill me so I can redo this. I just got... God, I just... Completely rusty. That was all my fault. I didn't. It's a learning curve. And I think it's a fun one. And like I said, Dead Space 3, I hated how you could change your weapon to 85 different things, and I don't know, just, that's not for me, and I don't know. I felt this was more tense than Dead Space 3. That's another thing, people say the game's not scary. Well, I mean, there you go, I love that stuff. Either that or when you shoot them into a fan. Love that stuff. But people say the game's not scary. I don't know. I got a few jumps so far through the game. I mean, I'm 39 years old, give or take. There's not a lot of fucking games I'm like scared to death of. At most, I feel intense. I feel tense. It's not really scared, but I feel tense. I would assume a lot of people do the same thing. They don't get scared of a game. They get tense. There's a lot of moments I felt tense in this. A lot of moments I went, oh shit, like, I open up a door, oh shit, there's a creature there. Or, oh shit, it crashed through the window. Or, oh shit, I feel I'm going to get overwhelmed and going to get fucked up. There's a bit later on where some of these creatures are frozen. I went, oh shit, I know one of these, but which one of these is a creature? Or there's a bit where it's like these mines, and it's like narrow and more narrow corridors. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, where something's gonna pop out of here. I felt tense in that level. I mean, I feel it's as tense as Dead Space 1. I mean, I'm trying, like, and I love Dead Space 1. Dead Space 2 is my favorite of the three, but I like Dead Space 1. But, I mean, were people scared to death of Dead Space 1? It was tense. Just like I think this game was tense. It is tense. I haven't finished it yet. I'm waiting a little bit till this deep freeze of the whole country, including here in Texas, is over. But, I mean, Resident Evil 2, the remake, I liked. Would you call that game scary? I wouldn't. I mean, Mr. X, There's tense moments wondering if he's gonna. You go through a door, he's gonna give you a choke slam. But I wouldn't say it was incredibly scary. But no one said anything about that. Resident Evil 2, the remake. And I'm like, oh shit, I can't see them. Where are they? And if you see me kind of going left and right, this time me for the dodge. That's another thing. People say the dodging system is janky. I mean, what the hell are people talking about? I have no idea what people are talking about it being janky. This is me trying to outmaneuver. There we go. You piece of shit. I know I need to heal, but this is me trying to get the drop on this motherfucker. But, like, I'm very low on health, but I'm doing pretty well when it comes to the dodging here. I love that haymaker. This be moving. I powered up this baton. It's pretty good. Again, I love these fights and battles. It's like strategy. It's almost like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out type of thing with the dodging. To me, it's like a better dodging than Silent Hill Homecoming. That's what I looked at. Like, look at this. People say it's janky. I love that. Look, I was low on health. One hit, I'd be dead. I fought a strong creature. Because when they get that way, they're stronger. And I'm alive. If it's so janky, I wouldn't be able to do that. So how is it, quote, janky? Now, maybe because of the patches. Okay, so it improved. But I don't think it's fucking janky. I'll say this here, the dodging here I enjoy much more than The Last of Us. And people get mad when I say that, because you can't say that about Last of Us? Yes, I can. I don't care for the combat in The Last of Us. Good story. Good characters. Not a fan of the combat. This, I love the combat. I love the dodging. Where you hold in left, you hold right, and you learn patterns. Like a lot of times these smaller enemies, or these, not smaller, but lesser, usually they try to strike twice. So I'm okay, I'm going left, right. If they swing twice, I dodge both. If they swing once, there's my opening. Get a haymaker on them, or... And that's the thing. Each fight feels like such a one-on-one battle, as intense mano-a-mano. And then when I'm able to kill them in such gory ways, taking their head off, taking their arms off, it's such primal satisfaction that I have not had fun with a battle combat system like this in a long time. And I don't mind the story. I like the environment. The story is nothing remotely the most original thing ever, but I'm still liking it. It's still serving the purpose for me as a horror game. I like the lead character. I like Jacob, played by Josh Duhamel. I love the environments. And, you know, you play a game to have fun, and I'm having a fuckload of fun with this. Very satisfying. So again, I don't get the janky, quote, janky dodging. It goes, JT. You'll see later on. When it'll be in a few minutes. Probably another 10 minutes or so. Whereas this like big fan. This asshole. There you go. I don't know if people just did not want melee at all. It's like they just wanted guns. I'm like... The melee to me made it more different. It made it its own thing with the melee. And I appreciate that. So it wasn't just a carbon copy of Dead Space. And I love the melee stuff. I love the dodging stuff. And once you master that, you do fairly well with each fight. And then it feels like, yeah, and if I messed up, it's because I messed up, not because the game, screwed me over. Again, one of my nitpicks is that with the PlayStation 4, there are a few glitches here and there. Because again, you're trying to fit, a round block in a square peg. And it's not meant for that. It was meant for PS5. But at the same time, I'm glad it went on PS4 with the patches because I'm able to play it. Because I don't have a PS5. It's like $500. It's way too expensive in my price range. And I'm still able to play this game and have a lot of fun. By the way, it's one of those things like I'm watching it and the footage looks really good, but when I upload on YouTube, it looks like crap. So I don't know what the deal is with YouTube. Like, it actually looks pretty good on my computer, but then if I upload it onto YouTube, it just looks like crap. But I'm like, God damn it. I don't know why it does that. Because I don't know what the deal is. It is what it is. But yeah, this game is not nearly as bad as people make it out to be. I don't want to be controversial here. Just fuck it. Now do I think this is better than Dead Space 3? I'm having more fun with this game than Resident Evil 2 the remake. And I know people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? I like Resident Evil 2 the remake. Now granted, I grew up more with the original game. I prefer the original Resident Evil 2. And when I say original game, I mean the original Resident Evil 2 for PlayStation. I prefer Resident Evil 2 for PlayStation 1 over the remake. I do like the remake. But maybe it's because there was still a weird sense of deja vu. Maybe because the combat system in Resident Evil 2, the remake, wasn't that fun to me. Where the zombies are such bullet sponges with maybe the hope that you will get a headshot. Unless you get the shotgun. But like when you fight the lictors, it's like you have to hope and pray you'll kill them even with the shotgun. And even when you find the bosses, I don't know, just the combat just isn't as fun or as satisfying or as gratifying as this. I did each fight, each battle, when I take one of these suckers down, is such a worthwhile... It makes you feel a sense of accomplishment with each fight and battle, at least for me. Yeah, that little asshole. I think this is where I keep hearing this creature, and then I find out it's like stuck. Like if when I go through here on the left, it's actually stuck in the window. I find out till later. Yeah, this is me being paranoid, taking my time. Now, wondering what's going to come out of the woodwork. I think it takes me a little bit longer than it should have to figure my way out of this. What you're supposed to do is, like, behind me, see that blood trail? Yeah, right here. You're supposed to go up that. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. It takes me a while to... I mean, that's the thing. I'm tense, wondering if anything's going to come out. So the obvious thing right in front of my face, I don't see. I guess for some reason I thought there was more to this fuse, or if there's like a button I need to press. But no, I had to go up on that platform and go through the vents. But yeah, the critiques of this is just, in my opinion, is ridiculous. It's too easy, it's too hard. Well, which is it? No, I don't think it's too easy. I don't think it's too hard. If you think it's too hard, there's ways to make it easier. What was it? Oh, it's not scary. Well, I mean, there's a lot of games that you could consider... I wouldn't call Resident Evil 2 Remake scary. I think a lot of people would agree with that, but you don't see people fucking bitching about Resident Evil 2 Remake. And I think it's a good game, but... Like I said, I'm having more fun playing this game. And I don't care if I'm alone in that. That's not to say Resident Evil 2 Remake is a bad game. I'm just saying, if you're asking me which I would replay more, it'd be this one because the gameplay is just more fun on a primal. I like a beat 'em up horror game. That's unique to me. It's like, I like Splatterhouse. Like, part of me's like, man, if you take this combat system and you make a Splatterhouse horror video game, that'd be fucking awesome. Like, remember Splatterhouse back to they did one for PS3, but I didn't think it was that good. If it was like this, it'd be much better. But I like that beat 'em up Splatterhouse, like final fight mixed in with a Dead Space aesthetic, with the over the shoulder, the rig on the back. I love that combination. It feels different and unique, and it gets shit on for that. I'll tell you one thing, I would bet I would like this more than the Dead Space remake, which I'm not playing because I don't have a PS5. But that remake seems pointless, and I like Dead Space the original. And Dead Space 2 is one of my favorite games ever. But that remake looks like useless shit. The Dead Space 1, I don't think it's as dated as people make it out to be. Nicole looks like she's 67 years old. Kendra looks like a frumpy bitch who's, I don't know, working at the library and didn't get laid for 5 years. Nothing against people who are worked in libraries. Just something against Kendra looking like a frumpy bitch in that remake. The voices sound bland and uninterested. I don't know. And it took me way too long to figure this out. See that little weird glitch? That's what I mean. The PS4, still has a little teens here and there to work out. Again, so that's why I say this game's not perfect. But if you're playing the PS5 and Xbox Series X, from what I understand, you have to have these issues. And I think most people who play this game are playing on those systems. I'm just the weirdo playing on a PS4. Maybe one day I'll get a PS5, like years down the road. Maybe. And then if I ever did, I'd pick this up for PS5. I would. Big shout out to my friend Michael Teen if he sees this. Once again, this was a generous Christmas present. I'm sorry I didn't get him anything because I didn't know anything worth the shit to get him. I don't want to be disappointing. I was thinking of getting that Dead Space remake, but I don't know if he already got it or pre-ordered it. But then if I asked him, I wanted to be surprised. But then if he already got it, I'm like, fuck, he already, I don't know. Anyway. Now that I said that, I'm like, no, I'm too cheap. Sorry, Michael, I changed my mind. I'm too cheap. I won't buy shit. I'm too much of a cheap asshole. So I won't do shit. Sorry, Michael. Buy it for yourself. You gotta buy it yourself, man. But maybe I can at least send them a few more paid requests for because Michael Keane, the Choice Voice Phantasm. Great stuff, dear friend, love his stuff, one of my dearest friends, and I definitely will watch more of his playthrough once I get more into this game. I just didn't watch his playthrough. There you go, there's the asshole. How the fuck do you get out there? Again, it should not have taken me this goddamn long. There you go. Duh. Stupid. That's why there's a big blood trail there. That's another thing. People bitch about, you crawl too much. Really? People are bitching about that? Okay. That'd be like people bitching about Isaac Clarke getting on the goddamn tram station. He just on the tram station too much. Really? That's what you're bitching about? People say I bitch too much. I know that's mean for me to say. But I don't, part of me Got the lockdown. There's a nice guy in here. I don't know if he'll ever see this. Anthony from Let's Talk Resident Evil. If he ever sees this, let's talk about this game sometime. your channel, my channel, whatever. Let's talk about this. He liked the game as well. He gave like an 8 out of 10. When he did his review, people fucking went at him saying, you got paid off, you know what you talk about, you don't know anything about survival horror. I'm sitting there going, the dude literally made a Resident Evil channel and has been on here for years and years, going through pretty much every Resident Evil game, but he doesn't know about survival horror. Okay. Yeah, he got paid off, sure. Because he liked... So, those are the people I'm kind of going after. Not people who sincerely don't like it for whatever reason, but those people. It's like...
The utility room across the way has access to the level below. See if you can
Let
reach
him
the
talk.
catwalk from there. And hurry, that storm's getting worse.
So when I have animosity, it's towards those folks. I don't think this... You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of a game that got a lot of shit when it came out called Cold Fear for PlayStation 2. And some of the reasons that just baffling to me on that one. Oh, Cold Fear is a ripoff of Resident Evil 4, even though Resident Evil 4 had not come out yet. Or if it did, like they came out the same, like months apart. Like 2-3 months apart. How's it a ripoff of a game when the game wasn't even out yet when they started making the game? Cold Fear for PlayStation 2, it's a very underrated horror game. I think this game is in the same ballpark. I mean, just the amount of shit it's got and just baffling to me. It's janky. The initial launch, yes. Now, not really. Again, the dodge is janky. You don't see it in a bit. And, like, you watch my first two... Just watch the first 2 episodes alone of the playthrough. Coming up in the... Every time I keep saying another 10 minutes. This would be like not knowing what to... I know I don't have the money, but just seeing what I could save my money in for the future. As we got... Now this would be thinking this robot's still out here and not realizing that... See, I'm looking for the robot, but unbeknownst to me, the robot's gone. Instead, there's going to be these other creatures in there. But yeah, I don't understand all of the critiques for the game. I just don't. If you still feel that way, teach their own. We all have different opinions. I just get very animated because, like I said, like Anthony from Let's Talk Resident Evil is a nice guy. Him getting dragged through the mud because he liked the game and gave it an 8 out of 10, and you must get paid off. That stuff just rubs me the wrong way, and absolutely. And I'm sorry, I don't see jankiness. I don't. People act as if this game's fucking the 5th element for PlayStation 1 or some shit, or talk about horror games. Fuck, The Last of Us Part 2 got a lot of praise. And look how shit that story is. You want to talk about shitty stories? Yeah, that asshole. And I know there's gonna be people. I mean, these creatures. Fucking jackrabbits. This is a skunk gun, kind of like a handheld shotgun. Pretty powerful weapon. Look at that, 2 shots got him taken care of. And yeah, dude, sometimes you see me going left and right just in preparation for a dodge. Is that me not realizing I didn't reload, which is my fault? Fuck it. Yeah, that's one of the mistakes you could do is swinging wildly. Get your ass hit. It's about timing. And like I said, to me, that's each battle feels like a life and death struggle, but manageable. And then, yeah, the guns feel satisfying. The way you killing these creatures is satisfying. The gore, whether it be the death scenes of your character or the others, is like that's satisfying. Even that, blowing that motherfucker up. And this is me wondering how many of these creatures are left. I think there's one more, and that they also kept sideswiping me. Yeah, I think just here, the motherfucker came up behind me. He was smart. I didn't think he would be behind me. I don't know why he didn't. He flips through the fucking trees and stuff. Yeah, but he was smart. You don't see a bit, he was smart. It's like a... What the fuck? There he is. See, went in there like a goddamn raptor. I should've just went in. I was so pissed I wanted to kill this asshole. But it was the creature was being smart and tried to kill me from behind. Oh, this asshole got cheap shot. And look how he runs away. Like, that's pretty smart. That was pretty smart AI. I mean, I don't know, this game is not the fucking worst game ever, as this fucking reputation is happening right now. I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't see it. And people keep talking about the initial launch. Again, I know, I was there. I went through it. I was pissed off about it tremendously. And then a patch happened, another patch. And you know what? This is how the game's working. And other than, yes, there is a glitch or two once in a while. Thankfully, nothing game breaking. For the most part, working rather well. It's, like I said, an enjoyable experience. What has other critiques people said? It's too short. I don't know. I just did a part 9. I literally just did a part 9, so I don't think it's that fucking short. That's 9 hours. And I'm pretty damn steepy. I'm not at the... I probably have... I don't know. I would guess 2-3 hours left with the way I play. So if I get, 10-12 hours out of it, to me that's not short. That's about as much as I got in Dead Space 1. See, a lot of these critiques, you could play the Resident Evil 2 remake and Dead Space 1. The only one you couldn't is the initial launch being so jacked. Again, bad first impression. And they didn't do that on purpose. But they tried their damnedest to fix it. And trust me, there's a lot of other people that don't give a shit. See, look at that weird glitch. See, like, what the fuck is it? That's what I mean. And PS4, PS5 game on a PS4. That's why I said this game's not a perfect game. I'm just saying it's not this fucking 1 out of 10, 3 out of 10 abomination, like all these fucking verbiage that people use. Disaster. I just don't see it that way. Just be enjoying this shotgun. I don't know why I kept reloading so damn much. And I did upgrade the baton, that's why it had this red glow to it. Pretty powerful. There you go. Fuck you. Yeah, get on my face. And this asshole can't fuck with me. Yeah, why don't you come over here? There you go. Get over here so I can do this. Get your ass on the ground. Go home and say hi to mama. Now I think I came down here and I guess I thought I was missing something else, but what's down here is one of those audio log things. But this is where the audio log, like I said, the glitch. And I think there's another patch that you could download. See, I tried listening to it in a little bit and it's not working. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So again, this is not me saying, this is me admitting and you seeing. See how you don't hear anything? That's for me. I mean, those annoyances there. So this is coming from a guy who is playing a version of the game that does have glitches like you're seeing right now. And I could say that yes, while those are annoying and dumps the grade down a bit, I'm still not going to say it's a fucking gigantic piece of shit. And didn't they do as the second coming of fucking Dead Space? Maybe because I look at anything and I'm just very... I look at things and don't expect anything out of anything, honestly. I'm just a cynical guy like that. Yeah, this is me thinking, did I miss one of those like loot box type? Not loot box, but that's the wrong term. One of those chests with... I'm like, all it is this damn thing? I think this is also... I also like to take my time try to find any goodies. I think this is where I get the idea. Eventually when I get to... on this checkpoint, which is pretty frequent in this, I'll just reload and see if that fixes the... Yeah, this will be trying one more time. Okay, there's a little bit of a glitch. I'll get to a checkpoint, restart it, and do it. Try it again. I love all the blood on Jacob here. Like this guy having a bad day. Yeah, I love all the blood like caked on him. Just having a bad, brutal, fucking gory day. Like I said, I love the guns in this. I think there's a lot of merit to it. And just getting a bad rap. A bum rap, so to speak. Like I said, I just don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. We're getting to that big fan here. You know, people say it's such a janky game. It's such a janky... In terms of dodging. Yeah, I don't quite... I need to get closer, or... Oh, so janky, so janky. Look how, quote, janky the dodging is in this, during this fight. With all these guys. Well, yeah, I kicked his ass and dodged that. Able to hit the button in time. Let's see, we got one-on-one. I'm waiting for you to come to me. Dodge that one. Dodge that one. They got the upgrade where they try to block, you break their arm. See, I wait for them to attack and you come get me, bitch. I love that. I knocked this guy right into the grinder. I love that. Dodge that motherfucker. Take your arm. Take your ass to jail. Fuck your tentacles. Okay, don't push me over here. How about that? Dodge that. Fuck you, haymaker. You shooting at me. Come get me, bitch. I don't have enough of the grip power, I don't think. So then you wait for it, you dodge, break their fucking arm, kiss my ass. Take your ass to jail, son. Come on, come and get me. And these are the more powerful enemies. If it's so janky, I should be getting my ass hit left, right, and center and die 85 times. It's so janky. Look how janky the dodging is. Oh my god, I dodged. Oh my god, I hit him. Oh my god, it's so janky, right? Look how janky it is, guys. Holy shit, it's so janky, right? Look how janky the dodging is. Look how janky. Whoa, actually, I'm kicking his ass, Seabass. I just kicked everybody's ass. Dodged like a motherfucker. Because I didn't screw up. If I screwed up, it was my fault. You've seen without edits that the game on PS4, probably maybe on PC, has some glitches. It does. But janky dodging? Where? In that case, where was the janky dodging? This is me going, damn, I wish I could have had enough grip to throw it into that fan up above. But where's the janky dodging that people keep telling me about? If you still feel that way, teach their own. Again, we all have different experiences with games. But this is my experience. This is my point of view. This is how I'm looking at it. This is why I love the game. That battle was so fun, satisfying, brutal, gory, intense. Am I gonna make it out of here? I got 4, 5, 6 creatures on my ass. And able to take them out and annihilate the fuck out of them. That was satisfying. I keep using that word. And it was intuitive. Coming your way, dude. Let's do it. This is me starting the checkpoint. Yeah, with the PS4, the loading's going to be a bit longer, which I don't. It doesn't bother me. Again, like it does others. And like I said, this is not on the PS5. These loading times. So. There's not a problem with the PS5 or Xbox Series X, so there you go. But yeah, I this is sort of just me just defending the game and going, it's not as fucking bad as people make it out to be. See, I think the audio works here. It is me trying to remember who the hell it was.
You need to go. You're evacuating all civilians from the dome. Tram to Perth. Listen, I'll be on the next tram right behind you.
And I've given nitpicks. Like I said, you've seen in this part a few of the glitches. The door that's open and it's closed. The audio log. New Game Plus should have been on here from the get-go. Not have to wait till February. I don't know what the decisions, why that's the case. Should have been in it. Apparently there's some DLC later story. Honestly, I think this stuff should have been just with the game to give a bit more replayability for people. For me, I do replayability because I'm enjoying this game so far. I'm fine with playing this game again and again. And I'm not the guy that, I did go to the hardest of hard modes. I know, I just like playing the game. That's pretty much it. But I can understand, you know, wanting, like in the New Game Plus stuff. Which will be coming. I think it is a free download. Like I said, in February, I guess. But that should be incorporated to begin with. Especially with how high the prices are for these games. For PS4 is 60, others is 70. Yes, for that price, yeah, it should be included. So I'm getting little nitpicks here and there, but again, the complete, like, everyone got together, decided to pull their dicks out and piss on this game, and I'm like, the game's not that fucking bad.
Over here. It's not as bad as it looks. Come up.
You want me to climb that?
That depends. Do you want to get off this rock?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, people act as if this is like fucking Resident Evil Dead Aim, or... Well, I think this game's...
You look like shit.
Yeah, I look like shit, huh? I smell like it too because somebody forgot to mention that I'd be swimming in it.
I told you it wouldn't be easy. But what matters is that you made it, yeah?
No, we both did.
Not quite yet. But we're nearly there. Come on. Give us your hand.
Like I said, I'm enjoying this more than Dead Space 3. I'm enjoying this more than Resident Evil 5 and 6 especially. As much as like Resident Evil 2 Remake, I'm enjoying the gameplay of this more than RE2 Remake. I did maybe because I'm so familiar with the original Resident Evil 2, so...
Holy shit, bro. I think those things are changing. They're evolving.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think we
shit.
need to get the hell out of here. What's with the suit?
The station got damaged during evacuation.
Yeah, now we're getting to another part of the game with you get the suit.
Get suited up. We still got to beat that storm.
I enjoy the stuff in the prison, but then the suit, like, you get now a different feel. And to be like a better version of Dead Space 3 with the stuff in the snow.
What? You worried you're helping a murderer, Scary?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Like, some of these graphics on the characters are really good, and...
What? Look, it's a long time ago, yeah? I was defending myself. Wrong place, wrong time. I made a lot of bad decisions back then.
Yeah, well, you were probably just dealt a shitty hand.
No. No. I was used to blame everyone else. But then I realized this was on me.
I'm sorry I'm talking over the dialogue, I guess, you know, there's the subtitles, but... Fucking nipplehead.
There's always a prize to pay.
That reminds me of another thing. There's people go, "Was that survival horror?" I like to ask. Let me ask a question, as we get to Lost, which is better than that fucking TV show. What's the meaning of survival horror? There's him suffocating. He's got to get this clothes to not suffocate, so he can get oxygen in this. But what is the definition of survival horror? What makes a game, quote, survival horror? What specific details? Because if this is not survival horror, then Dead Space isn't survival horror, by that measure. Like, what makes it survival horror? As opposed to action horror. I mean, Resident Evil 2 Remake has action. I mean, look at the scene where Leon's running from the fucking alligator, sliding down, turn around shooting it, blowing it up like John McClane. Fun scene, but that's pretty action-packed. So like I said, what makes something, quote, a survival horror? And this is me going, oh wow, you get more inventory space with this suit. Very cool. Finally get more inventory space, which is nice. And yeah, I mean, the inventory space being limited can be annoying for people. There's a part of me that's like, I don't know if you need... Like, if you had that inventory space to begin with, But at the same time, I get why. So you pick and choose. Do you want to have more bullets?
Where are
Do you have... to make you choose. A, keep more bullets, if you like using the guns. B, if you're fine with the baton, like I was, keep more health. Or C, get rid of stuff to get more items to sell so you can upgrade your shit. That to me seems like a survival horror element where you have to pick and choose, kind of like the old days. Do I do this? Do I do this? I gotta make a choice. Which, there are people that praise other games for doing that, but this game, nope. They just shit on for doing that. Now, if you don't like either one, okay, at least you're consistent. But for people who go, well, it's great that they do that. They make you give a choice. But then with this game, oh, it's shitty that they give you the choice. Well, how come you're fine with that? But no, it just seems like, if you generally dislike the game, to repeat for the 10th time, fine. Like, that's beautiful there. I think that looks really cool. The storm in the background, the reveal. Looks like we're gonna go to fucking Temple of Doom. Love the look of that.
This goddamn storm.
And I would bet, if I don't know the ending of this game, just ever gotten to it, if it's like Dead Space, there's probably a bit of a cliffhanger type of thing. Just Dead Space 1 had that. Remember how Dead Space 1 ended? Isaac Clarke sees Nicole, she screams at him. Even Dead Space 3, at least that shitty DLC, ended it that way. And if that's the case, then this will never get a sequel, and that sucks. Because people are shitting on it so much. Which sucks, because I would love to see a sequel to this. But sadly, it's not the case. I know I have to shoot this stuff up, but I like doing these one-on-one battles. That's the thing, I like doing this one-on-one battle stuff. It's just so fun and satisfying. This will be fucking up, not doing the dodge. Now pissed, give you a haymaker, come and get me. There you go. A few more haymakers. That one I fucked up, didn't dodge right. But other than that, looked pretty good. Again, for the quote, janky dodging. If you want to talk about janky dodging, Silent Hill Homecoming, which is a game I don't mind, but that dodging to be pretty janky. This is a much improved version of that. But yeah, this seems like at the least, a very divisive game. Which such is this game,
If you can hear me, activate your emergency beacon.
I don't think it deserves it. And I'm maintaining that the launch went perfectly,
They're coming.
as it should have. It should have went perfectly and should have went better, especially for PC and PS4 gamers. But I think even if it did, it still would have like a negative connotation, because it's like people wanted Dead Space 4 and it was never going to be Dead Space 4. It is a spiritual successor because of the stuff I mentioned, taking place in space. In this case, moon. You have the spacesuit, the rig on the back, only this back to the neck here.
Elias,
All those other elements, and but hey, people did their Dead Space remake, and it looks like just the same game but shittier. And I love Dead Space 1, but this remake doesn't impress me so far. And like I said, I bet, for me personally, I would enjoy this game a lot more than the Dead Space remake. But oh well, I like Cold Fear for PS2. I think that's underrated. I think this game's underrated as well. So we're getting to the end here. Thanks for watching. Take care. And next time it'll be like normal, because the camcorder did finish perfectly fine. And you get my initial reaction. Pretty much I squeeze through here and try to find Elias, and you'll see what happens next. But yeah, game's underrated. I think it's a good, fun, entertaining game. It's been a while since I've had this much fun with a game, and to me, it's going right there. The underrated games of horror, like Cold Fear for PS2, or Area 51 for PS2, or a number of other games. Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick for PS2. Just to mention PS2, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, as much as people would get mad at me for saying it, I enjoy this more than Resident Evil 2, the remake. And I don't hate that game. I liked it, but the combat and other stuff, like the sewer section in Resident Evil 2, the remake, I hate. Like, that's a section I never cared to play. Is that fucking sewer section where you have those big creatures, what the hell you call it, and either you get the flamethrower, or if you're playing your Claire, you get that shock. I forgot the damn gun. The shotgun. Not shotgun, but the... It was in the original Resident Evil 2. I always forget the damn name of that thing. I don't know, that section is just not fun to play for me. But anyway. Still like that game, but... I already went through that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. See you for part 7. Later.